Alright, so these are all the pieces, all done, all machined. I think I've covered everything, with the exception of just cutting these pieces of drill rod, and just, we're cleaning up the ends of that. There's much to say on that. So this is all made from scrap. The only thing I had to buy was just these little brass knurled knobs, and these were, I don't know, from Home Depot or Ace Hardware in those fastener bins. So we'll get this thing together, and we'll get it to use. Okay, so we ran into a bit of a blunder here, and I went ahead and drilled this prematurely, I think. This hole, the 1/16 of an inch hole, was drilled straight through the center of this. Now I got to put a 1/16 of an inch pin that's gonna secure that to this adjusting screw. So now, and that's gonna keep this captive in this block here. So I'm gonna put this in the mill vise. But now, how do I know when this is I'm going to be drilling perpendicularly? I got to meet this hole again. So if this is off a little bit, it's going to drill out the other side. So the idea of making another piece, doesn't really, I'm not really into that. So I think I come up with a fix, or a solution to this mistake, and I'll bring you over to the vise and I'll show you what I come up with. Okay, so this is what I've come up with. Got some of that double-sided carpet tape, and I stuck it to the back of the piece, and this is in the a 1/16 of an inch drill bit that I use to drill that hole through. I'm gonna fasten it to the back jaw of my mill vise, and then I could that'll stay in position. I won't move the table in either direction, and then I'll just reassemble everything that I need to put together, and just tighten up the vise and be able to drill through the adjusting screw. So all right, let's see how this works. And I cleaned everything off real good here, so okay. It's just okay. Okay, now just want to make sure. Just want to make sure that when this is clamped, that this will travel freely, because this may crush the tape a little bit. And I'm gonna sock that down as if it was being clamped together now, and that goes straight through. Okay, so now with any luck, that knurled knob will stay attached to the back jaw. Okay. We're getting there. Okay. So now this has got to go through the block, and that becomes captive on there once the pin is in. So, but you need a little bit of clearance. So I got a playing card, and punched a hole in it with a slot, and I'm just going to put that in there. So these are about 10 thousandths thick. So I figure with the crush factor of the vise, it'll probably be a little less. And then once this is in, I could just tear that card off, and that'll leave me with the clearance that I need. All right, just give it a little snug. And all right, let's hope for the best, yeah. Drop of oil. Everything's all snugged up. Okay, well, now will be the moment of truth. Okay, this looks good so far. I'll find my chip brush. So, okay, let's get rid of this plain card here. And find a piece of wire or something to push through there. Too thick. Alright, so I don't know if I can keep you guys in focus here, but this is a piece of 1/16 of an inch drill rod, and that's going to be the pin, and that's almost all the way through. And if you can see that that the hole is dead on. Alright, there was a little chamfer I put on this one leading side before. Whoop, where are you? So, but that worked. So I just gotta press this pin in the rest of the way and trim that off flush, and we'll continue on. Okay, so see if I keep you guys in focus on this, but the pin is in, filed down, and okay. Alright, so Another thing I just wanted to mention real quick is that when the first time I used the tool, I chased myself in circles quite a bit, and you know, it was a little discouraging. But I've used it about half a dozen times, and each time you use it, you get a little bit more proficient with it. So I'm pretty much up at the point now where, you know, I can grab the tool, and within maybe 3 minutes or so, I can get this piece dialed in perfect. So, you know, if you decide to build one of these and, you know, you go to use it, you know, don't get discouraged right away. Keep using it, and it's a skill that you will develop pretty quickly. Okay, so wrapping this up, um, I'm pretty happy with how this tool came out. It was a bit of work, and yeah, you could buy them. You could buy import ones for about $30, but where's the fun in that, right? And like I say, I'm real happy how this works. The only downfall is you have to take whatever tool out of the spindle, and you have to put this in place of your end mill or your fly cutter or whatever drill, whatever that you're using in there. So there's a little extra work involved. That being said, you know, there's this type which locks around the quill, and I had bought this a while back. This is an import, and I have nothing but problems with it. It just, no matter how tight you make it, there's always kinds of sags, and it's just too much room for error on that, and I never had much luck with that. Maybe an American-made one, or the one from Edge Technologies looks like it's pretty nice. That would probably work better, but so that's something to keep in mind. One more thing before we wrap this up is, if you're going to make one of these, I had fit the dovetail slot with this import dial indicator, and it works fine. It slides in and locks down nice and secure, and you know, great. Not all dial indicators appear to have the same dimensions. 246.5. Guys can see that. Okay. Now this is a cheap import from Victor Machinery, and I recently got a Christmas present. I got a Starrett now here. 230 thousandths. So this fits sloppy in here now, and I can't tighten that down, so that slides. So if you're gonna make one of these, know for sure which dial indicator that you're going to be using it with, and if you have several dial indicators, you know, check that and make sure that they're the same size. So, all right, hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you back in the shop real soon. Thanks for watching.